Hey everybody, welcome to 10 Items or Less. I'm your host Tim. Thanks for clicking my link, taking a listen, taking a shot on me. You guys got thousands, if not millions of podcasts to listen to, and you chose mine today, so thank you. Please keep the support and love and show ideas coming. Keep sending them to 10itemsorlesspodcast@gmail.com. We're going to do an Express Lane episode today, but before I get started with that, I want to do a quick shout out from a mini tour I just did. I spent some quality time with Amanda in Canada. That episode is called Oh Canada. If you're new to the show or you've listened to some of my episodes and have maybe missed that one, go back and listen to the Oh Canada episode. I get pretty much schooled or educated on things in Canada that I obviously did not know or understand. So thank you, Amanda, for doing that. That was great. And then I also spent some time with Ashley in South Dakota. Who knew anybody in South Dakota? So Ashley spent some time with me and explained to me what it is like to go from the city life to the ranching life. Pretty much the high rise to the hillside. So that episode is called The High Rise to the Hillside. Check it out. And again, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ashley, for spending time on 10 Items or Less and educating me on your lives and sharing it with my listeners. So today we're going to do an Express Lane episode. I did that a few months back. Got a lot of successful, I guess you'd say, feedback or emails from it, so I wanted to do another one. So real quick, I had a terrible week. The week is coming to a close. I'm actually quite upset about it. It's been a rough week. I'll start with the tomato meltdown that I guess I'm ashamed to say that I had. So if you've listened to one of my episodes in the past, it was about me trying to learn how to garden, and that something or someone stole my tomatoes. So that plant that the tomatoes were stolen from has literally dwindled to just about nothing. So something poisoned it. And I'm not quite sure how that works, but after checking and watering and constantly going out there and to check out my garden, I noticed that that plant was dying. So I literally had a little bit of a meltdown. I yanked it out of the ground. Called my wife, marched through the house, literally threw it in the garbage can, and said, I'm done gardening. However, I do have another tomato plant, I had 2 of them, that all of a sudden is showing some love, and I've got 3 more tomatoes. So I had 3, they got stolen, that little, I guess you'd call it, tomato plant is gone. And now I have another tomato plant that has been thriving. It's great big vines, and it's really green, and I got 2 green tomatoes coming in. And then I noticed the other day I had a red tomato. And I said, holy shit, this is a breakthrough moment. I'm finally going to get that red tomato. Real quick, though, let me explain to you that I work with a bunch of people that grow gardens for a living. Like, that's what they love to do, and I'm new at this. And all they do is send me pictures of their damn wonderful-looking tomatoes. And I'm talking like baskets full. I'm trying to get 1 damn tomato. So, back to the story. So I have this 1 red tomato, semi-red, and 2 green. And I was so excited. I think I was off that day. And I forgot to mention it to my wife. And we were laying in bed, and I said, honey, I forgot to tell you. I said, we have a red tomato coming in. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Literally, like, I knew you could do it, kind of like pepping me up. And I said, yeah, I can't believe I forgot to tell you. I said, but tomorrow, when you get up in the morning, do me a favor, go peek and look at it. And she said, okay, I will. So we go to bed. So I go to work in the morning, and I remember that I told my wife to check out the tomatoes. So I text her. I said, hey, baby, I'm at work. Everything's good. I said, do me a favor when you get up, because I get up quite earlier than her. I said, hit the plants out back with some water, but I said, check out the red tomato. So all of a sudden, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes goes by, and she calls me, or she tries to call me, or she texts me, and she says, I need you to answer the phone immediately. And she's trying to FaceTime me, and I'm at work, and I can't necessarily always answer a FaceTime call. And she's like, you have to answer this call, 911. I can't wait to show you what happened. So I'm like, holy shit, I don't know what happened. Like, somebody hit the car, who knows? I'm not thinking tomatoes by any means. So she FaceTimes me, and she's like, I'm out here. There is no red tomato. And she goes, I'm looking all over the place. I can't believe it. The 2 green tomatoes are there, but this red tomato that you spoke of is completely gone. And I'm at work, and I'm like, that's complete bullshit. You got to be kidding me. And she's like, well, hold on. She said, I was watering the hanging plants, And I noticed while I'm sitting there spraying them that there's a red looking thing 6 feet in the air, if not probably 10 feet in the air, above her head on our I guess like our little trellis. So whatever this fucking thing is that keeps stealing my tomato now is rubbing it in my face. This tomato, and I'll share pictures with you guys on social media, was taken from my garden that night while I'm in bed, and this varmint, whatever the hell it is, crawled up to the trellis and literally had like a little mini buffet on my red tomato. So not only is that shitty, he left it for me or my wife to see in the morning and more or less said, screw you, buddy, I'm getting all your tomatoes. So she didn't quite know what it was. She gets up there and is FaceTiming me. She's up there video cameraing it, and you can see like the little gnaw marks in it. So at this point in time, I'm telling everybody at work, all these tomato experts, what the hell is going on? Did some of you guys break in my backyard? Are you pulling a prank on me? Like, this is complete bullshit. Is it, now I'm like, is it a listener who listens to 10 items or less who's getting back at me? So make a long story short, everybody tells me it's a raccoon. So I can't believe it. So again, another tomato stolen. So I get home from work that day, and I said, show me the tomato. Show me the tomato. So that tomato is actually gone now, 10 hours later. So I would assume a squirrel or some kind of day animal took it and ate it. Good for him. Had himself a little salad, I guess. So my wife and I ran to Home Depot and we bought this bird netting. So now my whole little, and it's little, I mean literally, I think I have one tomato plant left. I have a cucumber plant. I've got like 2 jalapenos, and I have like 1 squash that hasn't grown a damn thing yet. So we net it off. We completely enclose it in this net so nothing is going to steal my precious 2 little green tomatoes that are still there. So this thing is so smart. It picked the right tomato, not even a green tomato. Okay, so we have it all netted out. So now my biggest fear is tomorrow morning, next couple days, I'm going to go out there in the morning or tonight, and I'm going to look, and this damn animal or person or whatever hell is doing it is going to be caught in this net. And then I'm like, what the hell do I do? So it literally ruined my week. Blood, sweat, and tears out there trying to grow tomatoes, and I'm just a complete failure. So the tomato saga keeps going. And then you add that to the other big dilemma of my life is that there's some national aluminum can shortage. I'm not quite sure I understand, so maybe somebody can help me out, how the COVID-19 pandemic has caused an aluminum can shortage. I drink one thing, Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan goes good with Diet Coke. Now, I can still get Diet Coke. There's Diet Coke, there's Coke, there's Sprite. It's still available. There's Pepsi. I hate Pepsi. Diet Pepsi, I hate that. But anyway, I came to love Coke Vanilla Zero. So it's basically Diet Coke Vanilla. So if you are a rum drinker, you're probably sitting there shaking your head. If the right concoction or mixture between rum and any kind of vanilla type soda is right, it is absolutely the ultimate drink. It is like a creamsicle or like cream soda. Somehow, some way, the COVID-19 has struck again. It has put my soda of choice on the chopping block. They didn't choose to get rid of cherry orange cola or caffeine-free cola. Who the fuck drinks soda if they don't want caffeine? And now they got rid of my soda that you can't find anywhere in the entire nation. I actually went on eBay and found somebody who probably has a 12-pack in their damn basement who had it on there for $42. I placed the bid. I didn't win. I wasn't spending $50 on whatever the hell it's called, Vanilla Coke Zero. So I'm super upset. The tomato, I can't find something to mix my rum with. It has been a terrible week. It's been a struggle. So if anybody out there has any suggestions what I can put my Captain Morgan with other than Diet Coke, because I'm back to that, please send it my way. Don't send me orange juice, pineapple juice, cranberry juice. You are correct. They are all good with that. But I don't want to waste my calories on juice. I want like Diet Coke or, like I said, Vanilla Coke Zero. There's only so much juice a man can drink. So please help me out. Tomatoes and now Vanilla Coke Zero has literally ruined my entire week. So it's been a struggle. It's been terrible. I am really haven't been in a good mood. People ask you, what's wrong? Why are you in a bad mood this week? And I can't tell them why. because that would be a silly reason, but I'm sharing it with you guys. So any sympathy out there would be great. The week did end on a good note. They announced that the greatest sport of all time is coming back. In my eyes, baseball. I'm a huge baseball guy. They came to an agreement finally over a 60-day season. How exciting to have a 60-day season. Any team can win this thing. Any team. So I don't care if you have superstars and a mega $1 million salary, or these teams that have a very low budget. In 60 games, anybody can get hot, and I think it will be very, very exciting to watch. Hopefully, baseball, its players, and its commissioners in this pandemic don't screw shit up, and it happens. I mean, here we are, almost July 4th, right? What's more American than apple pie, hot dogs, and baseball? Okay, we're about to see baseball start, hopefully right before August. I'm a huge baseball fan. For the people that know me know that. For the people that don't, I was lucky enough or fortunate enough to work for Major League Baseball for over 10 years. I happened to get introduced to it in a working environment by being in the right place at the right time. I got to meet Ted Turner. He used to own the Atlanta Braves, and him and I became somewhat sociable, and he asked me if I would like to work for the team. And 10 years later, I was still working for the Atlanta Braves. So I love baseball. I've always loved it. I've got a ton of stories to share with you guys about baseball, but it is very, very exciting to me that it's coming back. October is no better sporting time in my opinion. Even though my birthday, my mom's birthday, my wife's birthday, and even both my children's birthday are in October, nothing beats October for baseball. I think October baseball is amazing. I think it's going to be great to get some sort of normalcy back on TV. I wish it was on TV tomorrow. I don't care which teams are playing. I'm going to watch it. It's something better than watching Celebrity Family Feud every day. That's what seems like I'm doing. So I can definitely get past that. So sports are slowly coming back. Golf is back. Golf's been back now for about 3-4 weeks. It's exciting to watch. I don't find it very earth-shattering exciting. I actually go back and forth between different shows if it's on. The fact that there's no fans cheering or the big roar of the crowd, when somebody makes that 6-foot putt, I actually think it's probably, I may be wrong, I actually think it may be easier for the golfers. There's enough added pressure in golf, but I think there's nothing more than 40,000 people sitting around the 18th green or whatever green it may be, and you have to make this putt to get in the lead or keep the lead. I feel like the crowd and the atmosphere is what really puts pressure on golf, but I'm glad it's back. Hopefully at some point in time we'll see some visitors or some spectators, I should say. And then NASCAR's been back about over a month. My wife and I were lucky enough to live in Charlotte, North Carolina for a brief period of time, which happens to be NASCAR headquarters, if you don't know that. We've become pretty good friends with the NASCAR family. So we weren't necessarily always NASCAR fans before this, but we find ourselves watching and tuning in and rooting for the family and the teams that they race for. So there's an interest there. So it's nice. It's nice to see sports are back. NBA is coming back. I love the fact that their commissioner, Adam Silver, said, hey, this is life right now. We have to find a way to live with this virus, that it's common practice. It's not going away, and we have to be able to adapt. I think all we can do is stay safe, keep our masks on, keep social distancing, wash your hands, keep 6 feet away, do all the things we can do, and life will go on. So I admire him for saying that, and it's not the ideal times right now, but I think he's correct. We have to find a way to keep the country open and things moving forward. So I'm going to be a big advocate of his and hopefully watch the NBA come back soon as well. But other than that, I mean, life has been pretty much the same. It's been a terrible week, like I said. It started off really good with the podcast with Ashley and Amanda. And then I had some really tough days there with my tomato meltdown and then my aluminum can shortage. And then I kind of got warmed back up and fuzzy with the announcement of baseball. But I do want to introduce a new segment of my show. It's going to be called The Grocery Bag. And if you can hear it, I have a little bag of groceries here. And my wife and some family members and even some friends have decided to put some scenarios or ideas into this bag. I promised that I would not look into this bag and that I would randomly pick these out and see if they can stump me or trip me up or try to answer these as best as I can. So this will be something that I add to the 10 Items or Less podcast, and this is going to be the grocery bag segment. So let's start it off. So the first question on here is, I got one here, I'm sorry. If you went to the grocery store and can only pick 3 items to live off the rest of your life, what would we find in your cart? If I went to the grocery store, I can only pick 3 items to live off for the rest of my life. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is orange juice. I am a huge orange juice person. I only drink it in the morning. I have to have it every morning. I'm not a coffee or milk drinker, but orange juice would have to be on my list. The second thing would be, being an Italian / East Coast kind of guy, we love our bread. So I got to have some kind of bread. And then nothing goes better with bread than some kind of butter. So I would need orange juice, bread, and butter. And I think those would be the first 3 things, or the last 3 things that I would have in my grocery bag or my grocery cart to keep me for the rest of my life. So that wasn't too hard or too difficult to answer. Next one. Describe yourself only using 5 food adjectives. I think adjectives are like funny, fast, things that describe you. I'm not very educated on that, but I'm going to give it a shot. So describe yourself only using 5 food adjectives. So first one would have to be seasoned. I've been around for a little bit. I've got some salt and pepper in my hair, my facial hair. I feel like I'm experienced, and I think I'm seasoned. So we'll start with seasoned. The second one, this is a little tougher. The second one I would have to say is braised, cooked a little bit. I like to keep a good color, a good tan on. So I've got some color to my skin so I can see myself being a little braised. Third one, a little kooky, I guess would be scrambled. I'm a little kooky, a little bit all over the map, so I'm a little bit scrambled. The fourth one, this is tough. How about well done? Okay, even though I like my steak rare, I would use the adjective well done about me because this is a well done machine. And then the fifth one would have to be sweet because I have a heart of gold. So there you go. There's my 5. That was a little tougher. Let's see what else is in this grocery bag. And you say you have met thousands of people. What impresses you most about people? You say you've met thousands of people. What impresses you most about people? The thing that I guess attracts me or impresses me to people is the ability to laugh, to have a good time. I think, and especially in today's day and age, we are all caught up in a lot of drama, way too serious stuff. And what impresses me is that person or persons that can push that aside, be funny, have a good laugh, have less than serious conversations, be able to adapt, like I said, and enjoy life. I try to be the same person every single day. I think it's super important to be consistent. And when I find somebody that is having fun, having a good time, and not taking everything so earth-shattering serious, it's impressive to me. So have some fun, loosen up. And then the last one I'll do here is, lots of movements are happening around the world. What funny cultural movement would you like to create? Gotta be careful here. Lots of movements are happening. What funny cultural movements would you like to create? Well, I think movements come with passion, and my passion is for food. So we'll start there. So let's do the put it in your mouth movement. So most of you probably just said, what? Yeah, put it in your mouth movement. Not don't think too dirty. Meaning, I don't like Brussels sprouts. I don't like lima beans. I don't eat onions. I don't eat cilantro. I am tired of hearing that from people. We all have somebody in our life, spouse, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, kids, aunts, uncles, cousins that say they don't eat this. I have a buddy who says he hates onions. My wife, she just said to me just the other day that I said I wanted to bring home some lamb chops. And she's like, oh my God, I don't eat lamb. Bah, bah. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, the deer, Bambi. I said, Bambi's not a lamb. So my point is, put it in your mouth and try it. So I think we all need to rally behind this movement called Put It in Your Mouth that will encourage people to at least give something a try for the first time. It is ridiculous, especially having this passion for food, and I love to cook, of hearing people say they don't like this, they don't like that. The most famous one is like Brussels sprouts, right? Well, if you haven't had Brussels sprouts the right way, I'm sure you don't like them. But if somebody made them for you the right way, you'll love them. So let's all follow the lead here at 10 items or less. Let's put it in your mouth. So I'm going to make some signs, some shirts, some hats, whatever it may be, and we're going to start to put it in your mouth movement. So that was the grocery bag segment. I just wanted to do a few of those. I'm going to do this each and every time. Please send me your ideas to help me along with some of these. Those were good. In the subject line, put grocery bag. Send them to 10 items or less podcast at gmail.com. I will make sure my wife pulls those so I don't have them. She will load the grocery bag up each week. And then we'll do this kind of little fun grab bag, grocery bag scenario stuff each and every time. I think it'll be a great part of the show. So that was the Express Lane episode today. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. I hope you feel pity for me about my tomatoes and my aluminum can shortage. I hopefully will get over this tomato thing, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not happy about going back to Diet Coke with my rum. So please continue to support the show. Please continue to send me your thoughts and your ideas for the shows to 10 items or less podcast at gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, all at 10 items or less podcast. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk soon. I really enjoyed it. Thanks.